Hello guys, welcome back to That's So Dani. I'm Dani. For today's episode, it is gonna be a little bit more lighthearted, just a little bit of live, laugh, love, a little bit more just hee hee hi. In the first part, I just kind of want to talk about like funny stories, and then the second part, I kind of want to do like things that are like that were full circle moments that I really like loved and I appreciated, and for the last part, I want to do things that I love and that I stand for and live by. So for the first one, I do want to say that like my first language is Spanish, so second, English is my second language. So it'll kind of make sense as to why I'm even saying that. So I used to work at this fast food chain restaurant, and I was in the drive-through, and at that time they had salads. And and so they're like, hi, like what type of salads do you guys have? And I was like, or what type of dressing? And I was like, oh, we have Southwest salad, one more dressing. And I didn't know how to pronounce it, which I feel like people probably have experienced that, but my dumbass was like Balmasac. Dude, I was so embarrassed once I said that because the person on the other said it was cackling, and they're like, you mean balsamic? And I was like, oh yeah. I literally wanted to cry. I was like laughing so hard because I was like, balsamic is crazy. That was a funny story because like that to me is like, it's like, yeah, that would be something that happened to Dani. So another story that I would say I really love is growing up, like I have two sisters, and the youngest one, my mom at the time had gone with my sister to go drop off some food at school, and I was playing with my sister. Tell me why I was carrying her, and I started to run. Dude, we both fell. I was like kind of wanted to cry. My little sister was crying. I was like, dude, this is so embarrassing. Like, and it was in front of everyone. Everyone was like, everyone just stared at me, and I'm like, oh, this happened, you know? But that was like another funny story because I'm like, it's like, I was 10 years old, so I was a little kid, but it's so funny. But now kind of going to the parts like full circle moments, and I would love to repeat this one story because it just makes me like so much happiness, and I think so grateful to like, like life, but like also like sisterhood and girlhood and like girl code, like it just felt amazing. So I had gone to go grocery shopping, and I had money and everything, but my card wasn't working because there was going some glitch on the system, and so I did not know that. And it wasn't until I checked and saw that I was checking out, and it was like $50, and I was taking forever, and I was like, okay, well, let me transfer from this account to another account. This person was very, very, very sweet, and they were behind me, and they were like, hey, I'll just pay the difference, like, don't worry, I got you. And I was like, oh my god, really? Thank you so much. And I was like, it was so embarrassing because I was like, I want to pay, but like my card's not working, and I don't know what to do, and so they paid for me, and it was like such a beautiful moment because like it just was like, like, I don't know, like, I was very grateful for it, and we went to the same store. I think I was like close to the original like little thing to be charged with. What is it called? Oh my god, what's the word? The station to be like checked out, and there was these girls, and they were like sisters, and so they were paying, and they looked like they were fluently in Spanish, and so they didn't speak any English, so the girl was kind of helping them out. Anyways, they were like, hey, like, you still have it, you still need you have a balance of $50, like, do you guys have like another form of payment, because they only had cash. And so then I was like, hi, like, I was like, how much do they have, like, what's the balance owing? And they're like $50, and I was like, oh, it's okay, I'll pay for it. And they were like, she was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. And then the sisters were like so happy, and I was like, oh my god. And so then I paid for it, and they were like, thank you. And I was like, no, thank you, because like, it was such a full circle moment where I was like, I once paid someone once paid my balance, and then I paid it back, but it was also like they were sisters, and so it reminded me of my little sister, and I'm like, I'm gonna cry because it's like, you know, like when you go with your siblings and you save up money and you have extra, like you need extra money, and it's like, it was such a beautiful moment because I was like, you know, like I gave back, but it seemed both of the sisters just kind of walk away with their things and even thank you. I was like, I live for this. Like, this is such a beautiful moment, beautiful story. And yeah, so also, I know it's just a little short story, but I feel like this episode might be a little bit shorter just because I kind of wanted to keep it as lighthearted and something just kind of fun and easy where you're like, oh my god, I listen to this, and so then you start with your own brain thinking of things. And so yeah, so things that I've been live laugh loving for would definitely be watching and listening to Ride. It's been my favorite podcast. It's something that I've been loving for because I feel like they just scratch that itch in my brain where they're just hee-hawing, and I'm like, and I love that and I need that. Another thing that I would say that I live, laugh, love for is girlhood and sisterhood and girl code, and just how amazing it can be, and how, you know, like how some of us like still understand like the basic code and the basic fundamental of it, because, you know, sometimes I feel like it can be, you know, with everything going on, it can be a little bit more tricky, I guess, for some people. Not for me, because I'm like, girl. And so I'm just really grateful, and, you know, for that experience and being able to experience that and being a part of it and really understanding. It's been such a blessing. And so yeah, so to all my girls, like, just know, like, I love you guys and I support you guys, and like, we're in this together, because I think that it's not an option. It's a decision that I have made, that I will do so and continue to do so, because it is something that's basic human rights. And I think that is something I definitely want to continue to, you know, advocate for, you know what I mean? And it's not even advocating, more like, it's more like I want to keep showing up and really being there for them, because like for my girls, and, you know, my sister and the women around me, because I love doing that and I love being part of that, you know. But it's also, you know, taking responsibility and you doing your part, you know. And I feel like for me, it's never really been hard, because I think even like, I think people are like, oh, just because this man is gay, that doesn't mean like he can't be ignorant. And it's like, no, they can be. And I've been in the past, I've been like dated guys where they're like, they kind of sexist. And I'm like, yeah, like, I know. And people have even said this, like, oh, like, why do you care? Like, if, you know, they're sexist, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not dating your girl or stuff like that. But it's like, just because I'm not dating a girl, it doesn't mean I don't want the respect for the woman around me. And to me, that doesn't work for you to say such an ignorant comments about women, because, you know, first of all, we come from women, but also like, I that's just so hypocritical, you know what I mean? And so that's been times where I've broken up with, or just stop talking to someone, like, you're not a girl to girl and you're being ignorant, and I don't care if like I like you. Like, at the end of the day, I don't like you because you, someone who's a girl's girl, like, you gotta stand on business, and you know what I mean? So yeah, something that I've also been loving for is Marsha P. Johnson. I feel like I've been posting this on my Instagram for years, but I love her. I love who she stands for, and I love how, you know, she was a trans woman who really advocated for everyone, even when a lot of people didn't advocate for her. She just fought for everything, and I feel like I respect that so much, because that to me is such a representation of femininity, but also of sisterhood and girl code, of being like, while maybe the life or like those around me are not like being like the nicest for me, I'm still gonna advocate, because at the end of the day, like, being in my feminine energy means me being sharing love and acceptance. And maybe, you know, it's not at a point where, you know, it's a little bit more complicated, but I just love it, because like, that to me is such a true expression of femininity and really of sisterhood and girl code, you know, in my opinion. Another thing that I've been loving for is being patient. You know what I mean? Like, I just love it. I just feel like, you know, if you've had PTSD or anxiety, or if you had a very hard life, being patient has been something that has been, you know, it's a little bit more complicated. So when you do, I'm so grateful for it. I'm so happy. If anything, like, it's just such a moment of gratefulness, you know, and I love that because it's, you know, another thing that I feel like I've been loving for is, you know, everything, like, especially, I want to say, kind of go back to it, like, the friends I've made, you know, and the friendships, and, you know, the amazing moments, and with my homegirls, and, you know, just my girlies, because it's like, I love being part of it. Like, you know, I have a friend who, like, you know, I went out with her recently, and it just makes me so happy, and, like, seeing her be happy and live, laugh, loving, and just doing this, like, amazing, beautiful part of herself and within herself. It's, like, been such a grateful point for me. And so, yeah, I've been loving that. I've also been loving this new blanket she gifted me. Like, I've been swearing, like, this blanket, I have not let it go, and anytime I come home, I am, like, covering myself in it, and I'm, like, laying it, and then I put my AC as cold as possible, wrapping myself around it. So I'm, like, so obsessed with it. So yeah, that's something I've been loving. I've also been loving doing my makeup. I really have. And loving it and doing it in a way where it makes me happy and it's sustainable for me. I feel like sometimes when learning to do your makeups, I think sometimes we want to go for a specific standard. But it's like learning that, like, no, you should do your makeup that works best for you and that's realistic for you and that actually makes you happy. And I've been living for that and live, laugh, loving for that, because I just think that, you know, sometimes with makeup, like, I feel like it doesn't have rules, but it does have a certain standard. And I think, you know, being like, oh no, I'm doing a makeup now in such a way where I'm like, oh, it's so much fun, it's so much easier. I, like, it's so practical. Like, sometimes, like, sometimes take my time getting ready when I'm going out with my girls, because I know they're gonna take their sweet time. So I'm like, I'm just gonna take my time. But most of the time, like, I just do my makeup in, like, 15 minutes, sometimes even faster than that, just because it's so basic. And it's not basic, it's very, for me and within me. And so it's just been so much fun, and being like, you know, like, being like, you know, just using the BB cream and just kind of calling that a day, and just being like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and just kind of voila. And that's what I've been loving for, because it's like, you know, makeup is different, and I love my form of makeup, but I also love the form of makeup everyone else does. You know what I mean? I love a full beat. I love a dramatic, you know, eye look or whatever. Or something that's not even dramatic. It's just an eye look that is very simple for them. And I love that for them. Also, another thing I've been loving for is tinted sunscreens. Oh my god, I love me a good tinted sunscreen. Like, I'm living for that. Like, it's so amazing. It's so practical. It's so realistic. Like, you know, as an oily girly, like, it just works perfectly, you know. I've also been writing for... No, not been writing. I've been loving for is finding good deals. Oh my god, girl. I feel like I love a good deal. Whenever I find a good deal, I'm like, oh my god, guys. Like, it's basically saying God is basically, like, being amazing. You know what I mean? And I just been loving for that. So, yeah. I know this episode was a little bit short, but those are just things that I've been loving for. And just kind of, like I said, I kind of wanted to keep this episode a little bit short, just a little bit lighthearted, just kind of fun. And I want you, after the episode, or even during the episode, to kind of pause it and, like, being things that you live, laugh, love for. And, you know, or little stories that, you know, that full circle moments that you loved, you know, or things that, you know, stories that you're like, oh my god, this is so funny to me. Because, you know, you gotta be you have to be, you know, patient with yourself, and sometimes being, like, lighthearted in that sense is really helpful. So I hope you guys like this episode. I'm so excited for upload to next week's episode. So I hope you guys loved it. Have fun, take care, and please give us a follow on Instagram, on TikTok, as well as YouTube at That's So Dani. Please give us a follow. Please give us a like. If you do listen to us on any streaming services, like, you know, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, anything like that, and Oreo platforms, please give us 5 stars. Give us a good review, because, you know, we're trying to grow, and things like that really do help us out. And follow us on Instagram. Comment down below, like, today's episode, and comment down below, like, something you live, laugh, love for, because I love to hear it. You know what I mean? And or on TikTok as well, or create a little video being like, hi, my name is X, and I live, laugh, love for this. And then just kind of, comment on it, because it's going to be fun, and let's enjoy it. So, yeah, I hope you guys had a good day and a good episode, and I'll see you guys next week. Love you guys. Bye.